Welcome everyone to this morning's webinar on the open call for master's programs, master's scholarship and fee waiver on the Masters in Electrical Power Systems and Masters in Wind Energy Systems that are being run by the Technological University of the Shannon as part of the DigiWind project. So my name is Dr. John Cosgrove. I'm joined by my colleagues Jared Cahill and Laura Kine from the project, and we're going to talk through a little bit about the DigiWind project itself, and also a little bit more about the open call and the opportunity for you to register and to benefit from this program. So DigiWind is a project that's funded by the European Commission through a program called the Digital Europe program. I'll explain a little bit more about the partners and the details, but all of the information is available at digiwind.org, our new website and web portal. Part of the key elements of the DigiWind project, which is focused on bringing advanced digital skills into wind and energy systems projects and developments. It's a very forward-looking project, looking at new technologies and new approaches, and incorporating the best practice in terms of digital delivery of education. So we have a new digital campus that's in development, where a number of programs will run both master's level and individual modules and micro-credentials will be run for the benefit of industry and for the students on the master's programs. The masters will all focus on some elements of adding digital technologies to wind energy. That might be onshore or offshore, might be in blade development, might be in nacelles or turbines, might be in electrical power systems. But the clear focus is on the digital technologies and the future technologies that are needed to design, run, and operate these systems. And much of the course development is focusing around things like virtual worlds and the use of AR and VR technologies as part of the training experience. So it's digital from end to end in the development of these new programs. The Digital Europe program, as I said, funded this. It's a specialist education program. The funding is 19 million euros from both Digital Europe and national bodies and co-financing. It's specifically established due to a need that was identified across Europe, particularly by the European Wind Energy Association and other national reports on the growth and opportunities in the wind and energy sector into the future. There's many exciting projects happening right across Europe. And a large number of employees and technical employees in particular and engineers that will be needed to support this development over the next 10 or 15 or 20 years. And that pool of engineers, that pool of developers will need the best available tools and technologies to really drive this sector forward. This has been the specific skills that are needed have been identified very closely in collaboration with industry, both before the project started and since the project has started. We've carried out comprehensive investigation with industry stakeholders in Ireland, but also across Europe, on what are the needs, what are the skills gaps, what are the future developments. And for anyone who comes to join us on this program, you will be joining a network, a very exclusive network of some of the leading universities in wind and energy systems across Europe. The project is led by the Danish Technological University, based in Copenhagen and also in Roskilde in Denmark. DTU are really one of the leading centers for expertise in wind energy in Europe and have been for many, many years. The other pillar universities, there are 5 universities in total involved in the project. NTNU in Trondheim in Norway, a leading university, the largest university in Norway, and a very large current investment both in electrical systems and the National Grid Test Centre, as well as in a new centre for offshore wind energy being built currently in Trondheim. TU Delft in the Netherlands, one of the leading universities in blade aerodynamics and testing, and well known for their involvement both in wind and offshore wind energy systems. Gdansk, based on the very exciting region in the Baltic, where a lot of offshore wind energy is developing, but also close to the Eastern Europe, Poland and Ukraine, where large developments of onshore wind energy are currently happening. TUS in Ireland are leading the electrical and wind energy developments in the Irish region as well. There's also some industry innovators, some partner companies, including F6S, Whiffle, CAD People, and in Ireland, IMR, Irish Manufacturing Research, who are building part of the portal and technology development aspects of the project. So it's a leading consortium with deep expertise. And if you join the master's program in any of the partners, you have access to the activities and knowledge of the other partners in the consortium. In Ireland, we've had a number of reports identifying the skills needs. One very large report on our offshore wind skills action plan. But to have offshore wind in Ireland, which is a really significant opportunity into the future, we also have to develop out a large amount of onshore wind, and we also have to develop out the grid and the electrical power systems that go with that, as well as all of the other interconnected paths, such as solar farms, hydrogen storage, battery technologies. So all of these areas come under the scope of the developments in DigiWind. And there's a real need to attract people into the industry from other sectors, and to upskill people in the sector to adopt the new technologies. As an example from that report, we've identified, the government has identified areas that we need skills and talent into the future as we develop out the resources available both in Ireland and Europe. And you can see the purple bars there that get bigger and bigger. That's all about the operation and maintenance of the systems, and that's a key area of focus for us in TUS. But also the development, manufacturing and installation will all grow significantly over the coming years, needing an increase in employment from around 1,000 people to 7,000 or 8,000 people, depending on how quickly we build out the infrastructure. So what does the DigiWind program offer in TUS? We have a number of initiatives, such as short courses and the master's programs, that will really enhance employee and graduate skills for these future opportunities. We also have short programs and specific tailored courses for industry that at the moment will be accessed with a very large discount, funded by the Digital Euro program. We're developing new ways of delivering flexible learning for people based in industry, and really targeting those upskilling new approaches and digital technologies, such as digital twins, applications of artificial intelligence, remote maintenance, data analytics, modeling and simulation, machine learning, and aspects of virtual worlds, and using the digital twin approach to build and develop and model systems before they get built on the ground. So TUS, the Technological University of the Shannon, if you're not familiar, is a merged university between the Limerick Institute of Technology and Athlone Institute of Technology. We're currently nearly 5 years in operation, and we have a long history of involvement in the wind and in the electrical power industry, in particular in Ireland. We're one of the largest providers of the electrical apprenticeship and training, so we work very closely with hundreds of industry companies across the country, and we run a number of programs related to the standard electrical apprenticeship, such as the degree apprenticeship in industrial electrical engineering, which is heavily supported by companies like ESB Networks and many of the largest electrical contracting companies in Ireland. We developed the first undergraduate program on renewable energy nearly 20 years ago now, and we've been running programs in renewable and wind energy since that time. And we're the only Irish university that are part of the DigiWind project, so a unique access to the resources and expertise in those partners right across Europe. For the open call, there are 2 programs that people can register for. The open call provides a partial stipend for 2 years. So it is intended for students who are going to work full-time or study full-time and work with the project in TUS over that duration. The fees will also be waived. So there's a significant benefit to a student to enroll and to apply for the open call for the Masters. It's based on 2 Masters programs that we have recently accredited. One is a Masters of Science in Electrical Power Systems, and the other is a Master of Science in Wind Energy Systems. These are both Masters programs by research. So there's a large element of a dissertation or thesis forming the bulk of the credits on the program, but that's supported by a series of technical masterclasses to ensure people are up to speed on the latest technologies and the latest approaches and the application of those technologies in industry case studies. So they're what we call practice-based professional awards. So as well as the open call for the stipends, we will have many industry participants who will join from their companies. And to facilitate that, some of the modules are hybrid, some of them are fully online, and the dissertation or research project is based on an industry case study. So if somebody can align that within their workplace, the thesis and dissertation can be based on a project they're delivering out for their company that's adding value to the company itself. I mentioned the Masters or the technical core modules that have to be completed as part of the Masters. So in the electrical power systems, there's a suite of 4 modules in electrical power systems, simulation and fault analysis, smart grids and distributed control systems, energy integration and storage. And likewise, there's a similar set of master classes in the wind energy masters. So a module on wind energy systems, operation and maintenance in wind turbines, smart grids and distributed control systems, and energy integration and storage. 3 of the modules are core and the 4th is an elective. So there's also some other options for the elective depending on the specific interest of the student. And we'll tailor that with the learners as they're on the program. So there's an open call at the moment, as I mentioned, for a scholarship. It's a partial stipend, so it's €1,000 a month for 24 months or up to the end of the project. The fees for the 2 years are paid by the project. So a really good opportunity for a student to get onto a master's program, but also to get onto a master's program that's really industry focused and is really linked with the growing and developing opportunities in these areas. The call closes on the 18th of August at 5 o'clock Central European time. And will be evaluated and the results communicated in September for students to, once all the paperwork is completed, to start the program as soon as possible, but up to January 2026. So we're open for Q&A in the Open Call website. There's a section where you can put in any questions you'd like to send to the academic team, and we'll do our best to answer them. But I would suggest, even if you're not sure about whether your qualifications fit exactly or whether your visa requirements are exactly in line with the call, that I would suggest you submit your proposal, submit your application, and allow us to have a look at what you're interested in doing and in developing within the program. I wish you the best of luck with your application, and please feel free to use the Q&A tool to ask us any further questions. So thank you from me and from my colleague Jared and from Laura for facilitating the webinar this morning, and hope to see a number of you. We have 6 scholarships available, but even beyond that, there's also you can register directly onto the master's program without the scholarship, and we also have a heavily discounted fee structure in place for the first cohort of students. So please have a good look at the opportunity here, and look forward to seeing or hearing from you into the application.
Thank you.